Hi again, everybody. Bill Phillips here. It is a Wednesday. It is time for the 9-Minute Phill-Up, and it is a glorious day outside. It looks very nice outside right now. But over the next few days in the Ohio Valley, we may have some rain, we may have some snow. Whew. Jeff talked about that earlier, and that might be something to watch out for. And just want to remind everybody, it is a huge college football weekend on the networks of WTOV9. Some big games to look at, some big games all around the college football landscape. So we have that to talk about. Of course, it's Steelers-Browns Eve, Thursday night football, short week for both teams. Steelers 8-2, Browns 2-8. Browns at home. Can they throw a wrench into the Steelers' works in terms of maybe making a playoff run, maybe winning the division? So a lot going on, a lot to talk about today in the 9-Minute Phill-Up. And you know what I didn't do? I feel ill-prepared. I did not do the National Day calendar, so not sure what the national days are. But right now, you know what a national day? We should have a Valley Converting National Day up in Toronto, Ohio, T-Town, the Gem City, as everybody celebrates Valley Converting because they're helping the planet. They're helping with the environment. They're recycling. So if you have recycling products, specifically paper, make sure you get to Valley Converting because they'll help you out.
Every piece of paper has a story. What if that story didn't end when you were done with it?
At Valley Converting, we turn your old paper products into recycled paperboard, continuing the story.
Locally owned and operated in Toronto, Ohio, bringing your paper to Valley Converting isn't just about recycling.
It's about supporting a cleaner, greener future for all of us.
We are here 5 days a week to help you make some green by going green.
And remember,
recycle for your future.
All right. Producer extraordinaire, Jordan just checked in and just said, you know what, National Absurdity Day. So if your Wednesday is a little absurd today, just embrace it because sometimes things go awry, things that you think, this really shouldn't be this complicated. This really shouldn't be this much of a problem, but they are. So National Absurdity Day, so you can celebrate that. And National Peanut Butter Fudge Day. I'm sure some people might say that's a little absurd. That's a little bit too much to deal with on a Wednesday. But if you like peanut butter and fudge, probably tastes pretty good. All right, Ron checking in. Ravens look past the Browns, cost them a game. You know what? I can't disagree with that. I can't disagree with that at all, Ron. So the thing is, Steelers, Browns, tomorrow night in Cleveland, the Steelers cannot afford to slip up and lose to their arch rival. For the Browns, they would like nothing more than to knock off the Steelers. But Steelers defense has been playing very, very well. Now, Jameis Winston's been throwing the ball pretty well. But do they have enough weapons in that Browns offense to challenge the Steelers defense? And it's amazing. It's one of those things where I don't know. It just seems like the Ravens have all the skill players you possibly want. You have a quarterback that can do anything and everything in Lamar Jackson. He can run. He can throw it. He can find open receivers. If he needs to run, he can run for 50 yards, go through the entire defense, make everybody look silly. But when he plays the Steelers, it's like the Ravens just go into a shell and they can't seem to get out of it. And the Steelers have come up with a win more often than not lately. I think it's 8 of the last 9 games the Steelers have won. And Lamar Jackson as a starter just 1-4 against the Steelers. It's a little bit crazy. But the Browns right now, they are looking for anything to hold on to. Stefanski was asked about being on the hot seat. Says it doesn't matter. I have to get ready and go out to work and see if he can get a win over the Steelers. He was just recently had his team in the playoffs. Was coach of the year. I mean, like last week he was coach of the year, and now he's on the hot seat. So that should be an interesting game. If you're wondering, now I believe in the Pittsburgh area, they actually I think KDK may have purchased the rights for it. But in the Ohio Valley, and all I know is that it's on Prime, Amazon Prime, about 8:15. I've watched a number of games on that on Thursday nights. The only thing that makes me a little crazy when I watch them is it looks like the lip sync or the sync between the audio and the movement of the lips when people are talking is completely out of whack. I mean, it's not even close. So, but when the game's on, sounds good, looks good, no issues there. So that's where you can find that game on Thursday. So the Steelers and Browns, that's a big one tomorrow night, but a big weekend of college football. And we're going to take a look at how it all breaks down in terms of the Here we go. We've got first round buys right now. And now remember, the college football playoffs, it's first round. First top 4 seeds are going to get first round buys. They have to be champions of the conference. And then you have the 5th seed, the top ranked 5th seed. So right now, the seedings would look like this for the top 4 seeds in the playoffs. Oregon State, or not Oregon State, what am I saying? Oregon, Texas, Miami, Boise State, because they're the highest ranked teams that would be winning a division. Now, here's the way it goes the rest of the way. Right now, BYU would be your 12th ranked team. Ohio State would be 5th. Alabama, Notre Dame, they would be 9 and 8. Alabama number 9, Notre Dame 8. So the Fighting Irish would host. Could you imagine that? Mid-December, wind blowing, Notre Dame, snow's flying, and here comes the Tide. And everyone, roll Tide. And are they going to be warm enough to play? Because that's a huge advantage, not having to play north. You think of all the bowl games. You go to warm weather places or indoor facilities, you don't have to worry about it. But all of a sudden, if you have to go out and deal with the elements, you don't practice in the elements. If you're in Alabama, middle of December, it's probably 70 degrees. Haven't practiced. 60 degrees, which is a lot different than 30 degrees and the wind blowing at 900 miles an hour. All right, Ron, checking back in with the Steelers. 7 out of 8 Browns coaches were fired after the Steeler game. Ron, if that is true, that is a tremendous stat. That might be the stat of the day. And simply because we have no other stats at this point. But that's a tremendous stat. That's pretty strong. Ron's always on point. There's no doubt about it. Ron, who do you think? How do you think that game goes? Browns and Steelers. I need a comment. So you have the 9-8 game would be Alabama against Notre Dame. Number 12 BYU at Ohio State. I think the Buckeyes would roll in that one. Winner would play Boise. The winner of how about that? The winner of Alabama and Notre Dame gets an all expense paid ticket to go to Oregon. And Eugene, Oregon is out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, if you're Alabama, you got to fly to Notre Dame, play the game, I guess go home, work for a week, then fly all the way to Oregon and play out there. Wow, that'd be tough. That's a tough road to it. And then you have number 11 Georgia against number 6 Penn State. Winner would play number 3 Miami. And I'm a Hurricane, but I think it's both those teams. They like to throw the ball a lot, but if they can run the ball, anybody that can run the ball and decides to run the ball, Miami's in trouble. I love my Hurricanes, but they don't stop the run. Number 10, Ole Miss. At number 7, Indiana. Winner gets Texas. Imagine the Indiana Hoosiers make the playoffs, beat Ole Miss, and then go to Texas. And everyone's going, who's in the playoffs? What? Indiana? But they've been sensational this year. Absolutely sensational. Huge game. Speaking of Indiana, Ohio State, want to remind everybody this Saturday at noon, big noon kickoff at 10 to get you ready for the game. And then the biggest game in Indiana Hoosier history for football. There's no other way to put it. They will be at Ohio State. They'll be in the shoe, and it's undefeated Indiana against one-loss Ohio State. And Cignetti, the new coach for Indiana, just got a contract, 8 years, $72 million. So Indiana is stepping up their game, and they've been sensational. So it's I think the Buckeyes win it. I think they'll probably handle their business. But, Indiana, watch out. Watch out. And the winner we get number 2, Texas. So that's a look. And then in the top 25, Oregon is number 1. Ohio State's number 2. Texas is 3. Penn State 4. Indiana 5. How about that? 3 of the top 5 out of the Big Ten. Notre Dame is 6. Everyone thought Northern Illinois was going to crush the Irish's hopes, but not the case. And they have to beat Army, and then you still have to go and play USC out west. That's not an easy chore because that's a rivalry game. That's not going to be an easy one. Although USC seems to be a bit of a mess right now. Miami's 8 at 9-1. Didn't play last week. They play Wake Forest this week. Should handle their business. Thing I'm worried about now, last weekend at Syracuse in the Dome. Syracuse is playing with house money. They've had a great year, and they're thinking, we could knock off them. I need to go to that game. I need to take my dad to that game. If they run the ball. Here's the deal. It's Syracuse is thrilled. The new coach, they get the new quarterback from Ohio State. But, you know, I don't know. I might have to, I was born there when my dad was in college. So I got orange. I got Syracuse blood in my veins, and then I went to Miami, so I got orange in my veins from that. So might have to go that would be fun. Have my dad take me. All right, Dad. Now, when I was a baby, I don't remember any of this stuff. But where do we go? Show me the sites. That might not be a bad idea. I don't know if I can make that happen, but it's not a bad idea. Or we'll just watch it in the garage, have a couple cigars, and enjoy the game. And I can listen to my dad cuss at the TV. He would never do that, would he? No. You don't know my dad. I might cuss at the TV too. You never know. All right. So then we have so Miami's at 8, Mississippi's 9, Georgia 10, Tennessee 11, Boise State 12. SMU. Watch out for the Mustangs, because if they can get into the championship game of the ACC and they run the ball, if they play Miami, that could be a problem for the Canes. SMU might be your representative. BYU's 14, Texas A&M 15, Colorado, Clemson, South Carolina, Army and Notre Dame on WTOV 9 this weekend it's a primetime game, 7:00 from Yankee Stadium. They have the women's basketball team from Notre Dame coming up at 4 in the afternoon. They're playing USC. USC, great team. I can't think of her last name. Juju's her first name. Oh, what's her name? So tremendous. If you tune in, the 4:00, check out USC. Their star player is absolutely sensational. I cannot remember her last name off the top of my head. But that'll be at 4:00. Army and Notre Dame at 7. Colorado is going to be on Fox 9 at 3:30. Tulane is 20. Arizona State is 21. Iowa State 22. Missouri 23. UNLV is 8-2, and Illinois is 7-3. Those are your rankings. But as we mentioned, the playoff picture is coming into a little bit more focus. And before we leave you, all Steelers games usually stay within one score to the end. Boswell, 2 minutes left. Make it a 9-point win for the Berg. All right, Ron. Ron handed out some advice, maybe not the over-under, but if you're looking to lay some points, maybe make a wager. Ron's pretty much on this. You might be ready to go. Roll with Ron if you're making a wager or two. Okay, we are all out of time for this edition of the 9-Minute Phill-Up. Again, cannot thank Valley Converting enough for being our sponsor. Again, if you have paper products that need recycled, give them a call. Valley Converting, the Gem City, T-Town, Toronto, Ohio. Give them a call, and they will take care of you. I promise they will. They'll do a great job. Absolutely. Just ask for Mike. Ask for BCE. Best coach ever. BCE. That's what it stands for. That's his nickname, and the kids still call him that when they see him. 10 years later, he's still BCE because he's the man. He's the man, no doubt about it. And he is the best recycler ever, too. Just saying. I don't know if that's true. I haven't checked all the recyclers out, but I got a feeling he's the guy. All right, here we go. Imagine if Buckeyes lose the final 2 games, paving Urban Meyer's return. That's like the chocolate chip cookies we talked about. That'll knock you off your feet comment. Ron with the hot take of the day. Ron, I'll tell you what. Wow. That would be something. I could see that. Urban Meyer's got nothing else to do. He's just doing TV. Does he want to get in that pressure cooker again? That's the thing. Just one kind, like Coach Cowher. Coach Cowher. He got into TV and everyone was like, "When are you coming back, Coach? When are you coming back?" Everybody thought he was going to come back and coach again. He's like, "I'm making I don't know how much he makes, but let's say he's making $2 million, which is probably very reasonable, probably low. But let's say he's making $2 million. All I've got to do is show up at the studio on Sunday, probably do some pregame stuff, probably Friday through Sunday before the show. Do the shows. They give me a check at the end of the year, which would total $2 million. and I don't have to worry about people yelling at me, screaming at me. You might get some emails, strongly worded emails. Coach Cowher doesn't know what he's talking about. Same thing with Urban Meyer. So why would you want to put yourself back in that pressure cooker? I don't know. Because it's fun, because it's competition, and you don't get that excitement anywhere else. All right, everybody. 2 rules. Ron, can't thank you enough. You are awesome. Awesome. 2 rules. Have fun and always try your best. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. And tomorrow, Steelers-Browns, Thursday Night Football. Huge game because big implications. Browns can throw a wrench into the Steelers' works, or can the Steelers just keep on rolling and let Russ keep cooking and let that defense keep playing and shutting down offenses? We'll find out. That's tomorrow. But for today, we are done. Thank you. Again, thank you to Valley Converting. Until next time, everybody, we will see you later. Jordan, thank you.